So here's a quick rundown on these triad chord scale workouts. We're going to be playing a lot of triads, and it's important that you understand what those are. If you're looking to learn more about triads and the basics of them, I highly suggest you check out my Guitar Gym Triads course. What's happening here is we're going to play major, minor, diminished, and augmented triads all over the neck in chord scale and in chord cycle sequences. This is so you are building up dexterity, neck vision, and an overall command of playing triads anywhere, anytime, so you can be as musical as you possibly can be with these completely essential tools. Here's how it works. You're going to play through 4 levels. You're going to have a prerequisite level, followed by level 1, level 2, and level 3. Within those levels, you're going to have workout groups. Those groups are made up of a certain amount of workouts. In the prerequisites, we're going to have 3 workouts per group, and there's going to be 4 groups, 12 workouts. Then when we go to the 3 levels after that, we're going to have 4 workouts per group, 3 groups. Again, 12 levels. Put it all together, and we have 48 individual workouts to play throughout triad chord scales. You're going to start at 48 beats per minute. 48 workouts, start at 48 beats per minute. You'll play through that workout, and then go to the next one, and you'll notice the BPM is going to rise by 1 BPM. You'll do that throughout a level. When you're finished with a level, you'll rise 3 BPM. 3 notes in a triad, 3 BPM going from level to level. The goal is we're going to start out in the prerequisite level with the very first workout at 48 beats per minute, and we will end this course at 101 beats per minute. Might sound impossible right now, but trust me, I will get you there. We're going to do this slowly, and we're going to build this up, workout by workout. You're going to play a lot of chords throughout this entire course. This is a great way to do it. When you're going through each one of the levels, I'm going to direct you to play the workouts for a certain amount of repetitions, or reps. The prerequisite level is going to have you play through 2 reps. Level 1 will have you play 3 reps. Level 2 will have you play 4 reps. Finally, in level 3, we'll play through 5 reps. There's accompanying jam tracks for each one of the workouts. Those jam tracks are specifically set up for the amount of time it will take you to play those reps. So you'll have a count off, you'll have the exact amount of clicks you need to play those reps, and then the gong will sound at the end, letting you know that your workout is now complete. Each of the 48 workouts was designed with 3 concepts in mind: chordal gravity, conveyor belt, and sawtooth neck vision. Chordal gravity is really simple. What goes up must come down. I've noticed over the years watching people play chord scales, including myself, when first playing them, you tend to learn them only going up the neck. Well, every time we go up the neck, which will be for every single one of these workouts, we're going to go back down. So we're going to constantly ascend and descend. So we'll be exercising chordal gravity throughout all of the workouts. The second concept is the conveyor belt. There's a little backstory to this. When I was first learning how to play chord scales, what I would do is learn the chord scale and play it all the way up the neck. This is part of where chordal gravity came from too. So I would play it all the way up the neck and be able to play the whole thing in one successive rise up the neck without interruption, meaning I didn't run out of neck real estate to play. But when I started later, started to modulate things and try to learn things in all 12 keys, I noticed that I ran out of neck to play in certain keys. Because what I may have learned in the first position that allowed me to play all the way up the neck without interruption, if I started to play that same sequence, say in the 10th position, I was inevitably going to run out of the neck, or just start to get to places where the frets were too small. So I started to look at the neck as a conveyor belt, meaning if I have chords coming up the neck, once I get past the 12th fret, I swing back around. I put those chords back. That's the only way that I can play chord scales in all 12 keys. So in order to get you into that head, I've designed all the workouts to do just that. If I have a chord that crosses the 12th fret completely, so the lowest note is on the 13th fret, it will not be played there. It will be played down in the lower position. You'll start, if you have a 13th fret position chord, it will be played in the first position. Another thing to take note here, there will be no chords played with open strings. Reason being, not all keys will make use of those chords. And what I want to do is set you up here in a way that you're playing chord scales that can be played in all 12 keys. So we can't play open strings, because when you start playing chord scales in flat keys, in most of them, you won't have any open strings. So you're not going to deal with those at all. And another subtraction from here in triad chord scales is you will play no chord scales on the bottom string set, the 6, 5, 4 string set, because we already play the same exact shapes on the 5/4 3 string set. So no need to be redundant. We're just going to keep it where we're playing the individual shapes that fall on each one of the string sets that we are playing on. That's 3-2-1, 4-3-2, and 5-4-3. I don't want to give extra emphasis to the shapes that are played on 5-4-3 by playing them on 6-5-4. So each one of the shapes, or all the sets of shapes, all get equal attention, and not one will become more ingrained than the other. The third concept is something I call a sawtooth neck flow. Basically, this means is you will play a workout on the top string set, the 3-2-1 string set, and then you will play the next workout on the 4-3-2 string set. And from there, you'll progress down to the 5-4-3 string set. Then you'll recycle that and do it in reverse. You'll go from 5-4-3 to 4-3-2 to 3-2-1. As you keep doing this, you'll start to see your chord scales do this on the neck, like a sawtooth waveform. The reason why I'm having you do this is because I don't want you to get fixated on playing chord scales on just one string set. I want you to be able to be fluid on all string sets at all times. It's the same reason why we're not doing the 6-5-4 string set. I don't want you to get fixated on a certain group of shapes. We don't want you repeating the ones that are played on 5-4-3. Well, the same thing with the sawtooth neck flow. We want to play on all string sets equally. I want to be able to play them in all keys. After you get done with this chorus in the key of C, I want you to be able to modulate this into any key that you want. Sawtooth neck flow, not playing open strings, exercising chordal gravity, and looking at the neck and the conveyor belt will help you accomplish this goal. In the prerequisite levels, you're going to play through linear static chord scales. This simply means that the chord scales throughout the sequence are all the same. So if you start on a root position chord, you're going to play root position chords throughout the entire scale. Same thing goes for if you start with first inversion or second inversion. So all of the voices within the chords stay linear, static, the same. Once you get into level 1, and then in level 2 and level 3, you'll start playing voice leading cycles. These are based on the Mick Goodrich cycles in his almanacs. This is where you start getting deeply into voice leading and all the amazing sounds that come from it. So when we get to those levels, I'll explain those further. But there's some very cool stuff coming your way, because you'll see that this is going to further your command of playing triads everywhere, because you're going to have to play different inversions every time you make a switch within the cycle or within the chord scale. Awesome stuff, very musical, and very powerful. So this is the rundown. Now it's time for us to get into the prerequisites. So let's check out how to play that stuff.